every game.
I had to go out there and make a statement. You know what I'm saying? I had to go out there and let them know that, you know, hey, I'm the man. And you guys can have fun, do what you want to do, but I'm ready to take over this game is mine.
I think Wilt was the most dominant person that's ever played basketball. You've never seen anything like it before or since.
I say that Wilt Chamberlain was the Goliath of his time. He was too big for the game of his time. He had too many tools and too much arrogance for his time.
When Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finally eclipsed Wilt Chamberlain to become the league's all-time leading scorer, Wilt said, "If I knew they were going to make such a big deal out of it, I would have put that record way out of sight." And he probably would have. Certainly Wilt's 100-point game seemed well out of reach. But Kobe Bryant takes aim at the legendary mark when we return after the short break. In a game against Dallas in December 2005, Kobe Bryant had single-handedly outscored the Mavericks after 3 quarters, 62-61. Yet when Kobe sat out the final quarter, fans and the media alike wondered if he had passed up a chance at history. But in a season that saw Kobe join the short list that includes Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan, Elgin Baylor, and Rick Barry as the only men to ever average 35 points a game in the NBA, the Lakers superstar pulled out all the stops a month later and had a game for the ages.
In that layup line, I felt terrible. Oh man, my knee was really sore, it was really stiff, and I felt like I was going to have to kind of, utilize my jump shot at the start of the game until my knee loosened up a little bit, if it did. And, I was able to tiptoe to the basket a little bit, and then my knee loosened up, and I was able to get into a groove.
Kobe reverse layup to score.
I felt like if I could free myself up for a second and get a good look at the basket, it was going down.
Here's Kobe trying to move around Mo Pete, trying to put him up, finally shoots, counted in the foul. You talked about him being in one of those zones. Yeah. He's definitely in it right now. Now to Kobe. He pulls up for a 3, yes! Kobe's got 44. Knocked away by Kobe. Great hustle by Kobe. He's going to score. And dunk, Lakers lead.
Well, that's 51 for number 8.
Were you aware of how fast the points were coming?
I was aware of it at one point in timeout with Lamar. Usually when I'm going good, he'll challenge me to score 40 or 50 points. And tonight he challenged me to score 70.
Oh.
And that's when I looked up. Okay. That's when I realized kind of, these points are starting to pile up here.
67 points, a new career high, and 4 away from Elgin Baylor's Laker record. For 3 again, yes!
Well, there's 70.
70 points for Kobe. Everybody wants it to get into Kobe's hands. Kobe guarded by Mo Peterson. Kobe pump fake for 2. Kobe's got the Laker record.
72.
Listen to this crowd. Kobe Bryant, 28 for 46 from the field. This would be 18 for 20 from the line and an 81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
Last season, you scored 2,832 points. The only 2 people in the history of the NBA to ever put up bigger numbers were Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan. Is it humbling to you to be in that select company?
It is, and I never, for one moment in my life, thought about having a season like that. It's one of those things that kind of just happened, and it feels great. It feels, I feel blessed to be able to be in that same type of company.
Do you think that you could have a 100-point night?
I don't see it happening. The rules of the game being what they are, it's extremely difficult for any player to score 100 points. You probably, if a player's to do it, he's going to get one crack at it. You score 80 points, chances are you're going to be seeing double and triple teams.
Your experiences of last year with this prolific scoring games, how do you now view what Wilt Chamberlain was able to do. A 100-point game and that entire 62 season that he had when he averaged, it seems incredible now to think he averaged 50 points.
Yeah, and 25 rebounds. I mean, that's amazing. It's amazing.
Times were different. It was a different
game.
Yeah.
It was a different game still. 50 points, 25 rebounds. It's 50 points and 25 rebounds. It's a credit to what a physical specimen he was and how talented he was.
That game would be one of Kobe's final spectacular performances in his number 8 jersey. This season, he swapped it for number 24, which was a return to his roots, marking the same number that he wore as a freshman in high school. And it was reported that the change signified the start of the second half of his NBA career. Kobe looks back and then looks ahead when we continue. At times, it's difficult to think of Kobe Bryant as a 10-year veteran of the NBA. But it was back in 1996 when Jerry West took a chance and traded away Vlade Divac for the opportunity to draft the first guard to make the leap from high school to the pros. And ever since then, Bryant has been a lightning rod for attention both on and off the court. Kobe's public persona and his relationships with his coaches and teammates have been a source of fascination and intrigue for the media and fans alike. In January, you exchanged handshakes and a hug with Shaquille O'Neal, who was prior to a tip against Miami. In 20 words or less, what happened between you and Shaq?
Well, we won 3 championships together, and had a great run.
This is it, fellas. You work all year long for it, man. Shaq the man, most dominant player in the world. Championship, it's ours.
But it comes a point in time where, not everything's going to work out with a perfect ending. And it didn't happen here. And we had a great year in Miami.
The Miami Heat won the NBA championship for the first time in franchise history.
Could you have played another year with him, you think?
Yeah, I think I could have. We managed to be extremely successful in playing together here. It's all about sacrifice. I mean, that's how we were able to play together, as long as we have. That's how we were able to win 3 championships because, we both sacrificed for the betterment of the whole. But there comes a point in time we got to part ways.
Now, obviously, you also have a much different relationship with Phil Jackson in his second tenure as coach of the Lakers. Has that affected the way you see the game now?
The way I see the game has always come from Phil's teachings and Texas teachings and the coaching staff because I grew up underneath them. When they came here, I was 20 years old, 21 years old, and I've learned the game from them at an early age.
Is it a better relationship?
Oh, our relationship is it's more open. I can call him anytime, and he can call me anytime, and we'll actually talk about things that have nothing to do with basketball. It's really a great relationship, and I'm very thankful for that. I always wanted to have a close relationship with him because I've had a tremendous amount of respect for him. And the dynamics of the team are different, and he relies on me a lot more than he has in the past, and I think because of that, our relationship can be open and can be a tighter bond.
Total domination by the Suns in Game 7.
You gotta love it! You gotta love it!
And the Phoenix Suns head to the Western Conference semis.
Last season, the Lakers had the Phoenix Suns on the ropes, could not finish them off. Do you have reason to believe that the young players on your club are capable of coming of age this year?
Oh, sure. I mean, they worked extremely hard in summertime, and so that when we get back to that position again, we'll be ready to close the series out. I mean, it's the hardest game to win in a playoff series are closeout games. And, it takes a great deal of experience and savvy to know how to do that. And I believe we learned a lot from last year's experience. And if we're fortunate enough to be in that position,